Thank you for watching the most profitable show in crypto history. Stop everything that you're doing. Now it's crypto time. Welcome to the Crypto Villas Show.
Fala pessoal, bem-vindo ao canal do Crypto Villa. Eu sou o Crypto Villa e tô aqui para compartilhar com vocês as últimas notícias do mundo cripto, tá? Primeiro fazendo a introduçãozinha, né? Hoje, como vocês sabem, é um dia especial aí, mas fazendo a introduçãozinha, se inscreva no meu canal, se não se inscreveram ainda, se inscreva, toca no sininho, todas as notificações, se inscrever, sininho, todas as notificações e deixa o like aí, tá? Também me sigam no Twitter, pessoal, 7.500 inscritos quase, e no Instagram, quase 10 mil seguidores. Vamos lá, preciso de 10 mil para poder colocar os linkzinhos. Tá? E se quiserem, pessoal, também entrem lá no nosso canal no Telegram, tá? Para, enfim, a gente conversar, etc. Hoje, como vocês sabem, é um dia muito especial, vou entrevistar o Prashant, que é o CEO da ARGO, tá? Então, pessoal, vou chamar ele aqui para o show, tá? Vamos chamar ele aqui para o show. Hey, Prashant, thank you so much for coming. Welcome.
Thank you, Willa. Thank you for inviting me here and hosting me here.
Big pleasure to have you here. So let's go to the first question. The first question, of course, I know, right? But for who doesn't know yet too much about ARGO, what ARGO is about? Can you do a small introduction, please?
Yeah, I would love to do that. So basically, at ARGO, what we are trying to build is we are trying to bring the usability on the composable atom, which has already been built into the ecosystem. In a very layman term, if I talk about is what we are trying to build is a decentralized Vercel or Netlify, or if you might have used Heroku sometimes in your life as a developer, most of them might have used it. So that is what we are kind of building it. And nowadays, what we call it is we are building layer 1 on top of layer 0, which is storage protocol, compute layer, and all those, and we are making them more usable via ARGO protocol.
Okay. And what are the centralized clouds and why you think is it better?
There are a lot of use cases actually because that decentralized clouds comes into the picture. So first use case is if you guys have heard a lot of news where government or centralized entities try to take down the website, and not to say that YouTube is also amongst the same, where even today when we are talking your channel might get censored and you might not be able to publish this out there. So that is the level of control which centralized entities have. And if you see how exactly these things works is these all things are been running on kind of servers, right? And these servers are on a centralized hosted platform. Apart from that, there are a lot of code which is being controlled by the centralized entity. For example, even today, your entire YouTube channel might be best among the out there, right? But you might not be getting a lot of ranking into the steps. Why? Because there are a lot of internal algorithm of the YouTube which nobody knows how exactly it behaves. Either it is paid, it is not paid. What are the things involved into it? Nothing is transparent in all those things. So that is where a decentralized cloud comes into the picture, where each and everything becomes more transparent, 100% uptime, which will always remains there. None of the single entity controls your data or web application. So today, if you go and host your application via ArGoApp on Arweave or Skynet or Filecoin or IPFS, what happens is your nodes are totally spread out, right? And nobody can take down your web application if you truly decentralize in the nature. And that is where we feel like the change is going to be, and we feel like it's a great marketplace which is going to be, and none less to say there are a lot of companies now like Microsoft, Netflix, and all these guys have already started exploring out decentralized cloud as an identity, decentralized cloud as an archive storage. So there is a huge potential which is lying in front of us.
And YouTube won't be able to strike crypto YouTubers anymore, right?
Yeah, no one. No. So it's just a few days back, I was checking some of Bitcoin crypto, and there are a lot of other good YouTubers out there whose channels has been banned by the YouTube, and that became a very classic example of a decentralized web.
Yes.
So yeah, so this is
the
my take on decentralized web.
Sure. And the next question, well, I'd like to know, it's a little technical question, right? Which storage protocols could be used in ARGO decentralized hosting? It's necessary to write a new code?
No. So basically, our main aim is to bring the simplicity in the life of developers, right? And how we are doing it is basically today, if you want to deploy your web application on RV, for example, which we are supporting now, we are also supporting Skynet, IPFS, and all these guys. Soon we'll be supporting them as well. So what you have to do is just go, if you have a GitHub repository, connect your GitHub repository, configure it, and decentralize it. It's 3 simple, easy steps which you have to take just to basically host your application via ARGO. So no code.
Okay. Yeah, it's very simple. And can you describe some system users cases?
Yeah, so we have around 2,100 plus users now on the platform, 366 plus projects so far who are using us. We have executed more than 6,000 plus transaction, 93,000 plus seconds of system utilization time has already been happened. And this particular growth rate is growing continuously at a rate of 1% on day-to-day basis. And sometimes it goes 0.5, sometimes it goes 2%. On an average, it is 1% day-to-day. And on a month-to-month basis, it is 30% growth rate, which we are kind of seeing. So this is what on the number side we are kind into, and most of our users are developers who are trying to build some application, trying to use this entire ecosystem in a more sophisticated fashion.
Okay. And well, I'm curious about this. Can you talk a little bit about blockchain storage aggregator? What are the advantages of this and any release forecasts?
Yeah, so if you see decentralized aggregator, what we are kind of building now is it really opens a new paradigm, or you can say a new playground for developers to play around. Okay, so for example, today if you want to use any of the decentralized storage network, what you have to do is you have to go and learn those storage protocols. Apart from that, you also have to carry a lot of tokens here and there, right, in order to access them. So for example, if I am Solana, if I am on Solana and I want to use decentralized network, is it right to say to go and buy some decentralized network token on different chain and go and deploy it there? Just understand the complexity comes here, right? And that is where decentralized aggregator, storage network aggregator comes into the picture, where you don't even have to carry these multiple tokens at multiple places, but instead you can still be on Solana and start using decentralizing your app. So that is how the decentralized network aggregator opens the gate for each and everyone around the ecosystem with a connected economy, you can say, where anyone from any chain should be able to execute the transactions and their web application is getting decentralized. So that is what decentralized aggregator basically looks like. And now coming on the future releases on the ARGO side, we have ENS integration coming in. If you know ENS, Ethereum name service. And then we also have Filecoin and IPFS launch, which is going to be soon. So these are the 2 upfront integration. The third integration, which is going to bring a lot of user base on the platform, is going to be Akash network, where we are going to allow WordPress developers to deploy their WordPress application on top of Akash via ARGO. And not only WordPress applications, now user will also be able to deploy their APIs, their validator nodes of Solana and all those things via ARGO. So yeah, this is our release, which is already in pipeline and it is soon going to be on the platform.
And that's very good, right? Because the future is multi-chain, right? So this is a must-have.
Yeah.
And well, right now, just to wait a moment, I'm going to say something for my audience here in Portuguese, right?
Yeah.
Pessoal, podem deixar a pergunta de vocês mesmo em português a hora que vocês quiserem aqui, tá? E aí eu pergunto no final da stream aqui, a gente vai abrir para perguntas e respostas, tá bom? As 2 primeiras perguntas vão ganhar 20 unidades do token deles, 20 unidades do ARGO, tá? So, let's continue here. About the roadmap. Are you guys okay with the deadlines? Will everything be developed before the end of this year, 2021, or not? How is it going, the roadmap?
We are already beating the deadlines. We have already beaten deadlines. So our project roadmap was is to launch IPFS ENS integration by December, but we are
Mhm.
completed our development now itself, and everything is in testing, and it will be get launched. So we as a team at Argo App Protocol and the entire community of the Argo App Protocol has been so supportive so far, where we are able to deliver the things most often than any of the protocols out there who might be working closely. So our testnet is live. People can go and start using the application. Even today, also, a lot of people are using it. And I would like to invite your users as well to go and try it out and decentralize your app. So yeah, we are already beating down all the deadlines we have, and most likely the next year is going to be awesome for entire ARGO app community.
Well, that's good, and it's not very common, right, for the crypto space. So congratulations.
Yeah, I can understand. Thank you so much.
And right now, some questions about the team. First, I'd like that you talk a little about the team. How many people are working in Argo, and where are you guys based, or many places around the world? I don't know.
Yeah, so basically, we believe in being global and remote. Okay, so being global, which means we have a team member from Nigeria, we have a team member from Serbia, we have a team member from Russia, we have a team member from India, we have team member from Thailand, and all these places. So we are very much spread out in terms of the team members. Now coming on the number of team members we have I believe when I and you were talking just a very long back, we had a team member of 4 team members at that point of time, and within 4 to 5 months of span of time we have 4x our team, which is now 16 members team. So and we are
No.
expanding. So our target is to reach 20 members team by Q1 2022, and that is what we are kind of looking forward.
Okay, and you didn't say Brazil, so I guess you don't have any Brazilian for now, right?
No, 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 no. We are looking for if anyone from Brazil or some of the good ambassadors or marketer or anyone, event manager or anyone, feel free to drop me a message. I will love to talk to you from the
That
people
that's
who are
that
currently
would be
residing in
my
Brazil.
next question. They can reach out to you, right, and they send you a resume or things like that.
Yeah, they can.
That's good. That's good.
So they can
And
they can just drop us a message
please.
on LinkedIn, or they
Hmm.
can drop us a message on Telegram, Discord, or wherever they are comfortable with. We are open to accept the resume.
Perfect. Perfect. So, guys, it's opportunities. Go there. And I'd like to know more about the partnerships. Of course, partnership that you guys already have, the important ones, right? And maybe you have some new partnership that you can disclose here in my channel. I don't know. It would be a good thing.
Yeah, yeah. So basically, on the partnership front, it totally depends how we treat as a partnership. In crypto, partnership is basically where you just talk to the people and they align with the mindset and you become partners. But what we are building is we are building the platform as a service, right? Where we have a lot to offer to other background, other people around the space, and all the developers who are coming on our platform, which is 2,000 plus, they are our partners. So we have around
Mhm.
2,100 plus partners now. Okay, affiliate partners. I do not want to take any project specific name because that is not in the business of what we are. We are in the business of the developer onboarding, and more developer onboard, the more and more partnership we have. So that is where we are. But on the if you want to take the specific names, we have integration partners like RV, Filecoin, IPFS, HNS, ENS, and then we have Skynet, and other more people are still joining on the integration side. On the project specific partnership, we have defined forward protocol, and there are a lot of more other protocols as well from RV ecosystem. There are a lot of projects who are using us. So these are our partners. you can say our clients are partners. I don't know what to say, but basically we treat everyone as a partner. So whosoever joins our platform, they are our partners. So this is about the recent one, what we have now. Since you have asked like what is our going to be future partnership or not, as I said, our target is to achieve 10,000 plus developer base in coming few months after our ArGoApp protocol rebranding, which is going to be on Q1 2022, which means we have a lot of partnerships which are coming aligned already, which will be going to be a developer-based partnership. We are kind of looking to partner with a lot of developer-based ecosystems around this space. There are still a lot of things which is going on. I would not like to disclose it now, and I would love to disclose it once everything is like on final, and then that will be time we'll be announcing it.
Okay, but I think here is the first place, the first public place that you guys are sharing that you are going to have a rebranding, right?
Yes,
Oh,
we have
so
been sharing this on.
thank you for
Yeah,
this.
we have been sharing. We have been sharing this on our community. We haven't just opened ourselves much on the very public platforms yet. But yeah, our new Argo app protocol is going to be converted to Spheron protocol, which is going to be a new name, rebranded name. And then there are a lot of token economics. There are little bit utility around the token, and these things will change, which is going to ultimately drive the value of the token as well as drive the value of the entire Spheron protocol ecosystem over the time. So that is what Spheron protocol rebranding and migration will be done within this last Q4 of this year.
Okay. Well, my next question would be exactly about this, right? About the use cases, the token economics. So you said that some things may change, right? You can say something or not about what is right now the use case, and what are you guys thinking? Or
So basically,
I have to try to get the answer from you, right?
Yeah. So I'll love to answer that. So basically, if you see what Argo has been so far is like we have been more focused on building the product and making sure the product is getting stable over the time. And then at this stage of time, when we have 2,100 plus developers, and these developers are coming from a lot of ecosystem, it is the high time when we go and say, you know what, you don't have to come to Polygon, you don't have to come to Avalanche, you don't have to come these places just to deploy your application. We will come on these communities, we'll come on these platforms, and you can, being on your platform itself, on your community and on your chain itself, you should be able to decentralize your application. And that is the biggest change which is going to happen. We are going to become chain agnostic, a true chain agnostic platform, where if a person sitting in Avalanche ecosystem, person sitting in Phantom ecosystem, person sitting in Solana ecosystem, they all should be able to decentralize their app by being into their own ecosystem. They don't even have to come out. So that is the biggest change which has happened. And with that, we are also going to create a liquidity fee pool around the same, where these fee pool will be controlled and governed by our governance protocol, and this fee pool will be used to incentivize our incentivized worker nodes, as well as create a continuous buyback pressure on the market, on the Argo, basically the new token which will be coming up, to create the always buy pressure in the market with those liquidity pool which we'll be creating. Apart from that, since we already have this Solana, AVAX, FFTM, and all these things as a fee pool, now we have a strategic opportunity to partner with DeFi-based protocols where we can provide the liquidity from our pool to their pool, right? Where we can go and stake Solana or stake to secure, basically to contribute in securing their network. That is where the new change will happen, where we will say we are going to connect the entire decentralized ecosystem instead of asking decentralized ecosystem platforms to come at one specific place to use us. So there are a lot of things which will evolve over the time. And I personally am very excited, because these things are like going to change a lot of things, and it is going to be in the favor of community and the people who has been betting on us for a longer time, who has shown the belief into us as a product and as a team. And I'm very glad Today only, we have announced the same thing in our community, and the second announcement is going here.
Thank you so much. And well, the next question, you already talked a little bit, right? But I'd like to know what are the main KPIs or goals that you can share with us. I don't know, users, deployments, projects.
So basically for us, the main KPI is to onboard a lot of developers into the ecosystem. So because the business in which we are, like the product in which we are, the space in which we are building the product is more of a culture building, where we have to make sure that the culture is getting built, where people are not only understanding decentralization on a smart contract level, but they also understand decentralization on a D app, or you can say front end data and all this level. So that is where our target is going to be, to educate more and more people and onboard them on our platform. That is over the time, a year or two span of time, you will see these the thing which I'm telling you now, converting my basically targeting on the developers, will start reaping out the benefit out of it, and that is what our big KPI is going to be.
I think it's the best KPI, right? Because once you have developers, the people are using your platform, right? All the time. Things are building there. That's why layer 1 solutions are so valuable, right?
Yeah.
And okay, so right now I'm going to roll out a small video here of 20 seconds, and then we go to question and answer part, ok? Just a message em português. Pessoal, vou rolar aquele videozinho de 20 segundos para dar tempo de vocês darem um like, aí a gente volta para perguntas e respostas. Até daqui 20 segundos.
Like this video, subscribe to Crypto Villa's channel, and click on the bell button in order to turn on your notifications. Also, don't forget to follow him on Twitter. That's the only way to get notified earlier so you can take advantage of this. Information is power. Early information is profit.
So, let's see here. The first question is from Neno. How do you guys plan to increase adoption and uptake of the ARGO protocol for existing web applications? I'm referring to the contact plan between you and the entire model that already exists.
So if you see what we have been doing into the ARGO protocol so far is we have been working on the adoption side itself, and that is why you see that 2100 plus customer base, user base, developer base basically we have. So what we do on the adoption side is to partner with the integration partners like RV, Skynet, and other ecosystem where we are building the users, and in return their user base come to us because they want these protocols to be get used. And what is the simple way of doing it is ArGoApp, and that is how our adoption basically cycle works. And this also, once we follow this process, the benefit of following this process, it also gives you a very network effect. Okay, so if you see our graph, which is argolytics.info, if you go and see there, when we started, we had around 50 users, and then once that network effect has started, once we start integrating all the protocols, we saw a tremendous growth of around 65 to 70% within a few months, and that is where the network effect, and the same got reflected into the deployment time as well as the adoption time of the entire ecosystem, which is more than 93,000 seconds. So that is where our adoption comes into the picture. Apart from it, we are also planning to partner with chains like Polygon chain, other chain which we are kind of getting into. We have also won hackathons from Near protocol as well, where we have came first, and Near protocol, we are also building on Near protocol, where Near protocol team member or the projects getting built on the Near protocol will be able to use us for their deployment purpose. And that is how our initial network effect and adoption will come into the picture. And over the time, once we have two market categorization. The first market is the local market. The second market is the globalized market. When I say local market is, I call it as a Web3 market. And when I say globalized market, it's a combination of both Web3 and a Web2 market. So for us, Web3 market is very near to grab, and that is what we are kind of doing by following this approach. Once we are very confident enough in this area, then we jump to the globalized market and we try to acquire them. And that is where our team is currently working on how to enable that, because awareness phase is there, and then you have a knowledge transfer phase happens, and then the customer acquisition phase happens. So awareness phase is still going on. We are working on it, and that is how we are planning to do that on the adoption side.
Okay. Uh, that's good. And another question here from Sam G. Argo makes internet censorship proof, right? Which countries with this regulatory profile do you intend to reach as a priority to meet this demand? Let's see if you can answer this.
So so we have a lot of countries actually out there. So the nearest country to India is to China, and then after China you have Hong Kong and all these places where more of the censorship thing works out. But with the ARGO protocol, if you're deploying on RV when a decentralized ecosystem, you don't have to worry about their data is getting lost or being taken down. They can run immediate a new node and connect to the master node and just draw your data out. So that is where our thing will be. Other countries will be targeting for, and I believe most of the Chinese developers are kind of using us, and we have noticed that a lot of Chinese projects have started using us from the past 2 or 3 months.
Okay. I like this. You really answer, right? And another question here from Thales. I see that the team has a strong development background, right? Is there a strong plan to invest in markets? And do you look for big names in the crypto world to support your marketing strategies? You already talked, right? You guys are doing a rebrand. That is a very good plan for the market, right? But can you share more things?
Yeah. Yeah, I would love to add on top of it, is because, so if you see the crypto, it's not about crypto per se, it's about any market. Okay. First thing is like, what is our first priority? Our first priority was, when we started building ARGoApp protocol, was the product. We did not wanted to sell the belief, the idea. We also wanted to sell the product into the market. And our main focus was to make sure that we are able to build the product. And we are proud enough, as you have already said, we have a strong development background. Yes, we have, and we have proved that by building what we have built so far. Now, the second thing is, since we were building these things out, we have a team, right? So my job is to get into the market, understand the market paradigm shift, understand where exactly is the right place to get into, how exactly to lay out the plans and all those things. So that is where we started analyzing what we are missing out, and that is where we thought, like, rebranding ArGoApp to the new protocol name, which is going to Spheron, which is more cooler in terms of speaking, and also it has a very good meaning out of it, which is being derived from the word Spheron. Basically, it is the word which is getting derived from the sphere, which is Spheron, so which completes the entire ecosystem. So that is where our marketing strategy will start from December onward, and you'll start seeing we are going to invest heavily into the marketing side. And this is just in starting with the villa. Where in coming more days, we'll be we'll be having more and more marketing things coming, and planning things are cooking up already.
That's good. And so I think that's all. I'd like to know if you have any final thoughts that I'd like to share with my audience. I don't know, call the people to the Twitter, to Telegram.
Yeah, so basically, the final thought around what we are building is just to let people understand what we are building. So we have been building for more than a year now, and I know a lot of people might not have heard about us so far. They might not have heard because we haven't spent our raised money, our 50% raised money into the marketing. And why? Because we are the team of the people, of developers and the believers who believe in what we are building in. And if you believe in what we are building in, it's just a matter of time in crypto, and everyone knows it. It's just a matter of time in crypto when that spark converts into fire, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that is what, that spark which we are trying to generate over the time. And that spark will, to make that spark to convert into big fire, it takes time. you cannot expect something just happens in few days or a month or something like that. And what we are building, it's a culture build-up which we are trying to achieve. So the final thought is, if you are a developer, if you are someone who's building something into the decentralized ecosystem, I would like to invite you and incentivize you as well to build and deploy using ARGO and have a feel of it, how exactly it feels like, and then go and spread the word around the Twitter and all those places. And that is what my final thoughts will be around ARGoApp protocol.
Okay, thank you. Thank you so much for coming, Prashant. It was a really big pleasure have you here. And maybe you can come back next year, right, with new updates and do another nice interview.
Yeah, sure. I would love to do that. But it really depends on you if you are going to invite me again after this call. So
I will for sure.
then I will be here.
Okay. So thank you, Prashant. Bye.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Bye. Take care.
Pessoal, muito obrigado por ver. Só uma coisa aqui, eu vi que as perguntas selecionadas aqui, os ganhadores são o Thales, tá bom? É o Thales, o ganhador, e o Neno, das perguntas. Então me mandem o e-mail com a sua wallet da Mind Smart Chain. Só ir lá na About Section, mandar e-mail, tá bom, pessoal? Então, até segunda-feira, para quem está vendo esse vídeo atrasado, né? Segunda-feira, 13h, mas vai ter outro vídeo da sexta-feira on-chain. Não sei se vai ser sexta ou sábado, eu atualizo vocês no Twitter, no Telegram e no Instagram. Então, até mais, pessoal. Obrigado por vir. Tchau.